Hi, so this is day one of my 30-day vlog video challenge. And today I want to explore the topic of rejection. This topic came to mind for me after reading an article on the Guardian website of an incident that recently happened in France that was recorded and made viral through social media. And it was an incident in which a woman was being harassed or catcalled on the streets in front of a cafe in France, where she responded negatively to the man who was catcalling her. And after she walked away from him, he became very aggressive. He allegedly threw an ashtray, or not allegedly, it was recorded on a video, an ashtray at her, and actually walked up to her and hit her in front of many bystanders who witnessed this event. Now, unfortunately, these types of publicly displayed sexual harassment is unfortunately too often, very often, that this can't be identified as a kind of individual, isolated case. And obviously, there's a lot to unpack in this particular incident if we look at it and if we kind of project it into kind of overall issues that women face in terms of their safety, in terms of sexual harassment, in terms of ways in which men, not all men, but unfortunately a large number of men, treat women and the entitlement that they feel because of their position as men. So there's a lot in that regard to unpack in relation to this incident that I'm not going to address today. But one of the things that came to my mind is this notion of if the reason that this man reacted the way he did was because he felt he was being rejected somehow by this woman, regardless of the fact that his advances obviously weren't welcomed, nor they were done in any way even remotely appropriate to the context. But if rejection was this kind of motivation, was one of the factors that caused this reaction, it brought to my mind the question of why does rejection, or the fear of rejection, cause such emotions, not only in men, but in women too, obviously in different contexts. Again, with the understanding that this whole incident has so many other issues attached to it. But that particular kind of question came to my mind. And I think rejection is a huge part of kind of our maturing, or rather as a part of overall questions and issues that we have when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to relationships, and love in general. And it made me think about my experiences with rejection, of desiring someone who didn't desire me in the same way, or wasn't attracted to me the same way, and the rejection that I felt as a result of that. And it made me think and reflect on those experiences. And what came to my mind was that the reason that we feel obviously rejection so hard is that, when we feel a certain desire towards someone, there might be a tendency, at least that was in my case, to feel a sense of entitlement, a kind of feeling, well, I desire you, and therefore you have to want to be with me, or there's something wrong with you if you're not seeing who I am and why you don't want to be with me. And of course, the inevitable then flip side of that is, well, if you don't want me, then what's wrong with me? Why don't you want me? Why am I not adequate? What more do I need to be? Do I need to be more beautiful, more smart, more successful, and so forth and so on? So when it comes to rejection, at least as I said, in my case, I felt the sense of entitlement, of desiring someone and thinking that because of my desire, the existence of that desire means that other person needs to be with me. But in essence, it made me then think, well, what is it that I offered in exchange? In other words, did I really show my true authentic self to this person? Did I truly open myself up, based on which this person then could determine whether or not he, and in this case it was a he, was actually attracted to me and wanted me? Was my desire enough? And if I was presenting myself, was I really presenting my true, authentic self? And I think that, for me, was the key realization when it came to rejection, that it shouldn't be about the pursuit of desire, but it should be about the presentation of your authentic self. And if the other side doesn't want that authentic self or is not attracted to it, then that's a good thing, because it means that ultimately you're not compatible one for the other, or that you're assuming that this person is something that he or she isn't. So you're projecting a fantasy of some sort, in which case the rejection comes as a gift. They rejected you, therefore you need to find someone who does love your authentic self and loves you for who you are and what you are, not what you would like to be or what they would like you to be. So that's my mini reflection of the day, which was based on the topic of rejection. I hope you enjoyed it.